name is D'Lo Jordan, and this is VENUM. Welcome to The Void. This is episode 29, Feeling Fine. If you check the video description below this video, you will find links to my full network. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Click that bell to enable notifications. It's the only way to stay notified when a new video goes live. On this episode, we're talking AEW Holiday Bash. I guess every episode now has some kind of fucking gimmick name. We got Winter's Coming, Holiday Bash. Next week is New Year's Smash. So just everything's got a title. AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash from December 22nd, 2021. So the most interesting thing that happened on this show to me was what seemed like the fucking revitalization of Sting. Is Sting the best thing going in AEW right now? 62-year-old Sting? Is that what the fuck's going on? We're going to talk about it. Sting, Darby Allin, and CM Punk were all involved in what I thought was very nice, very fun main event match, 6-man tag match. So I'm going to get to that at the end of this show. That's going to be our main event for this. But AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash from December 22nd, 2021. From the top. Boop! Show goes on the air. We're live from Greensboro, North Carolina, the Greensboro Coliseum. Tony Schiavone, Taz, and Excalibur on commentary. They mentioned that JR will be back soon. He's been out getting these radiation treatments for his skin cancer. And suddenly one of the announcers say, we're starting off hot tonight. You know it's all about the boom, boom. Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole comes out. Adam Cole makes his entrance, gets down to the ring. Boom! Adam Cole, baby! All this nonsense. The people were digging him. So we're starting off hot right here in North Carolina. So we're starting off hot. Orange Cassidy was out next. Orange Cassidy comes out, so it's going to be a one-on-one match. The ring announcer introduced Orange Cassidy as being from wherever, weighing whatever. Because comedy, you see. That fucking ring announcer might as well have just said, oh, by the way, a quick reminder, we as a company, we don't hold ourselves to any particular standards of professionalism. Here's Orange Cassidy. So there's no quality control. This match started off. Cassidy gets in the ring. The match starts. This match started off with Orange Cassidy grabbing a hold of Adam Cole's. He grabbed him by the wrist and he stuck Adam Cole's hands into his pockets, which is completely fucking ridiculous. So this didn't start off well. At one point, the commentary was discussing how Adam Cole needed to wash his hair because it was, quote, a bit greasy. What? Okay, so I did notice during this match, Orange Cassidy looks like a fucking starved Holocaust survivor. He's been concentration camped. So partway through this thing, the fucking Young Bucks just wandered out. They just wandered out the ringside. And the next thing you know, the best friends ran out, or Chaos, or whatever they're being fucking called these days. They came out, and everybody just started brawling for no fucking reason. And then moments later, everyone that was fighting outside the ring had vanished. They all had just fucking disappeared, and you never heard from them again, which I was completely fine with. This thing went through a picture-in-picture commercial break. I think it was during the picture-in-picture break. Adam Cole had pulled down his knee pad and charged into the fucking steel ring stairs, which I'm not sure what the thought process is behind. Oh, I mean, serious business now. I've pulled down my knee pad. It's like, that's fucking stupid. So, they come back from, it was hard to tell when the actual break, the transitions were happening, because the feed I watched was the Fight TV feed that doesn't actually show you the picture-in-picture break. So, match went on. At one point, Adam Cole, having already pulled down his knee pad, pulled it back up and then pulled it down again for emphasis. It was the stupidest looking shit I've ever seen. So, knee pad was already down where he rammed it into the steel stairs, but he's setting up to do a move, and he pulls the knee pad up and then lowers it again. Like, just meaningless motion and sound. Towards the end of this thing, Bobby Fish ran out, and he hops on the fucking apron and distracts the referee. All of a sudden, Kyle O'Reilly hops in the ring. He appeared from out of nowhere. Kyle O'Reilly hops in the ring. He attacks Orange Cassidy. Some quick strikes, boom, drops Orange Cassidy. And Kyle O'Reilly fucking slides out the ring. And this led to Adam Cole winning with the boom? Is that what they're calling his move? The boom? Okay, so that needs a new name. Kyle O'Reilly, who just 2 weeks ago was having a steel cage match with Von Wagner. So now Kyle O'Reilly's all elite, apparently. He's jumped ship. So, yeah, Kyle O'Reilly, he has just jumped ship because this is WCW. So, Adam Cole wins. Post-match, the best friends are back out. They come back out and started fighting with Cole, Fish, and O'Reilly. Cole, Fish, and O'Reilly, they won the brawl. They were left standing tall. Then the Young Bucks came back out. They just walked out looking like a couple of twats. A couple of twats with too much money for their own good. They came back out. And they got in the ring with Cole, Fish, and O'Reilly. Fish and O'Reilly never turned to acknowledge the Young Bucks. They were just in their zone. And Adam Cole's kind of, I guess, caught in between the Super Clique and his boys over here from Ring of Honor. Drama. So the Bucks came out, and then nothing happened, but nothing happened for several minutes. They were just kind of all out there and nothing was happening. And then everybody just walked off and the segment ended. We go to a break. Back from the break, Tony Schiavone is in ring for an interview. He introduces Hangman Adam Page. Out comes Adam Page. Page gets in the ring, and Shivani said some shit, and just pitched it to, it, handed it over to Page. Page just takes the microphone out of Shivani's hand, and then started monologuing direct to camera. And Tony Schiavone just backed up in the corner. He just backed up into the corner and never did anything ever again. So this is weird. Like, why, Tony Schiavone, why was he even there? If he's not going to actually interview the guy, why was he even there? It's like, hey, Paige, how you feeling? And then he just gives him the mic, and Tony Schiavone might as well have hopped out the ring and sat in a chair at ringside. Like, I don't understand what they're trying to do here. Their interviews are always just structured so weird. Like, they don't know how to just conduct proper interviews where Tony Schiavone, Paige, tell us about da-da-da-da, holds the microphone for him. That's how it's fucking done. And lets Paige speak a little bit, and then Tony, all right, well, to follow up, da-da-da-da, and then continues holding the mic. That's how a goddamn motherfucking interview's done. So they're not doing proper interviews. Anyway, Adam Page was saying, he was going on and on and on about some introspective, reflective bullshit. He was saying some shit about how he hadn't felt like less of a champion. Last week was that moment where he had never felt like less of a champion. He's got a feeling of disappointment. Who is this for? Who is this for? I don't know who this is for. Who's looking at this going, yeah, I'd like to drink a beer with that guy? Or what female is looking at him going, yeah, I'd like to fuck that guy? Oh, I've never felt so disappointed, and oh, I just felt like less of a champion. Paige sounded like a fucking twat. Like a just period blood dripping out his fucking cunt, fucking twat. The people in the building weren't giving Paige much of a reaction, and I understand why. How could you get behind this guy? We are so far removed from cowboy shit. Now he's a cowboy twit. What the? So Paige is just bringing down the fucking, he's just sounding fucking emo, like he's moments from slitting his fucking wrist and just laying down in the middle of the ring. Suddenly, Bryan Danielson interrupts. You just hear Bryan's voice on a mic. He just walks out with a mic. He's just saying stuff. Walks out with a mic, live mic. Don't know where he got it from. I think at all of these wrestling events, there's just some scalper backstage handing out live microphones. He's got an in with the sound engineer. So he's always just handing out live microphones to people, and gives, one of these wrestlers a microphone. Here, boom, boom, boom. It's live, live mic. It's, you can go out there and say whatever the fuck you want, and nobody can do anything about it because I've got an in with the sound guy. Oh shit, really? How much does it cost, this mic? How much does it cost to be able to get to take this mic off you and just be able to go out there and say whatever the fuck I want? Here's the thing. It doesn't cost anything. Actually, I'm going to pay you $50 to take the mic. Some guy's just fucking mental, just handing out live mics. It's Oprah. Oprah's backstage handing out live microphones. You get a mic, and you get a mic, and you get a mic. What the fuck? Everybody just has a live microphone. So fucking Bryan comes out, interrupts this fucking obviously scheduled interview. And he's got a live mic, so this is fucking phony. Bryan walks out, and he got a bigger reaction than Paige. He's supposed to be the antagonist in this whole scenario, and the people are reacting huge for Bryan and not giving a fuck about Paige. I think this is a clear indication that Adam Page he's just cooled off. And I thought it was just me, but I guess I'm not the only one who feels less into the guy. I don't know. So I think this story is not benefiting Page at the moment. It's actually bringing him down. I don't know. Maybe he won the belt too early. Maybe it would have been a better story to have him just chasing. I don't know. It just seems like, boop, now he's champion. And it's like, oh, well, we got no reason to stay invested in him now. Bryan says the only reason why he didn't beat Adam Page last week, or he didn't put him away, was because his leg was a little banged up from his match with the bald, bearded, troll-looking fuck from the Dark Order. The little midget-looking fucking guy. I don't know his name. I guess Bryan was saying his leg hurt from stomping a fucking mud hole in that guy's face. So, he's not going to make that mistake again. He ain't wrestling until January 5th when Bryan and Adam Hangman Page are going to have a rematch for the AEW World Title. It's going to be another 60-minute time limit match on January 5th for the AEW World Title, which I think is a bit soon. I thought they were going to maybe stretch this out a little bit, maybe try to make it to the next pay-per-view, but nope, boop, another match, booked by Tony Khan. It's official. So Bryan proposed, this time, let's have some judges out there. So this way, if it goes the 60-minute time limit, we could throw it to the judges, and I guarantee you they're going to say I'm the winner. Because Bryan says anybody who watched that match last week will tell you I was in control, I was dominant, I would have scored more points. So they're kind of mixing in that UFC feel, or trying to anyway. By the way, hang on here. So by the way, I'm glad they fucking stipulated, it's going to be another 60-minute time limit match, because as soon as they said, these two are going to have a match on January 5th, I'm sitting there going, well, fuck, I guess this time they're going to go 2 hours and kill the town. So when they first announced the match, I was panicking, but then they did specify, no, it's another 60-minute time limit. And then here Bryan has clarified, let's get some judges out there so this thing doesn't end the same way it did last time. And then, so Paige basically responds, that's fine. But here's the thing. We're not going to need the judges because I'm going to beat your ass before that. And I'm going to pin you 1, 2, 3. And we're not going to ever get the judges involved. And that was basically it. And the segment ended. And we never saw Tony Schiavone ever again. So after that, MJF, FTR, Wardlow, and Shawn Spears are in a room of some description, probably their personal locker room or whatever. They're all hanging out. Shawn Spears looked like a fucking creep. I don't know. He had on a fucking beanie, face completely clean shaven, and just his facials were looking like a fucking child predator. I don't know what the fuck was going on here. This went on for a bit. I think they were talking about the 6-man tag team match coming up in the main event. MJF and FTR versus Sting, Darby Allin, and CM Punk. I didn't follow most of this. They went to a commercial break. Back from the break, Wardlow started to make his entrance. He's accompanied by Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears looks like he's liable to just kidnap a child from the audience after this program goes off air. The fuck's wrong with this guy? So Wardlow gets in the ring, and there's just some fucking guy already out there. Captain Shawn Dean, they said. Captain Shawn Dean. Sounds like a brand of hot sauce or barbecue sauce. Try new Captain Shawn Deans. Just so fucking... This whole match was 4 power bombs. That's it. 4 power bombs delivered by Wardlow. Wardlow wins, LOL. So, post-match, Shawn Spears hops in the ring and fucking hits old Captain, my captain, hits him twice with a steel chair, and then just does this just weird, like he just fucking orgasmed, just this weird, just looking like a fucking creep. I've written here, this is getting repetitive. After that, they did a video package. There was this video package showing B-roll and some interviews hyping Sammy Guevara versus Cody Rhodes, a match that's going to take place this Saturday on Christmas for Rampage. Rampage is going to be on Saturday this week, Christmas Day. And so this was a video package hyping Sammy versus Cody Rhodes on Rampage for the TNT Championship. So there were like some direct-to-camera talking bits from Cody and Sammy. Sammy Guevara, is it Guevara or Guevara? I don't know. Sammy ain't a real good talker, apparently. He ain't real good at talking. He sounds like some smartphones have it, like the read text message out loud feature, where you get a text message and then you just push a button, to read it out loud, or maybe it's voice activated, right? So what I'm getting at is he just sounds robotic and emotionless. There is no inflection to his tone. He has no facial expression, and he just sounds like a fucking android who is emotionlessly delivering lines and does not mean a word of what he is saying. So I don't know what he needs here. But this was bad. This was rotten. Sammy needs a personality. I don't know. I don't know what he needs here. He needs promo class. I don't know what's going to solve this, but they're trying to get behind Sammy, but he couldn't say shit if he had a mouthful. Who hurt you, Sammy? Who hurt you? After that, we're back in the arena. Dan Lambert and Scorpio Sky are just up in the stands. They're just up in the stands with the fans, which, if the shoe fits... So they're up in the stands with the fans. Somehow, what was this? Somehow, Dan Lambert has a live microphone with the AEW and TNT logo on it. How did he get that fucking mic up there in the stands with the fans? Oprah handed him you get a mic. Nobody thinks about these fucking little details. It's just, well, he needs to speak, so just, hey, stick a microphone in your back pocket and walk out there. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. This was stupid, and I don't care about any of these people. That's what I've written here. This was stupid. Scorpio Sky's career trajectory is that of the guy voted most likely to succeed in high school, but in present day, he's addicted to meth, has 8 kids by 7 different women, and has no hope for a future. So this was complete fucking nonsense. After that, we're shown like this little set that has just been specifically made up for this little scene. It's some Christmas party bullshit. Britt Baker's there with Jamie Hayter and Reba not Rebel, Rebel not Reba, whoever. So whatever the fuck. And Tony Schiavone's there. Britt Baker was seated, but Tony Schiavone was standing and holding the microphone for Britt Baker. So this was fucking weird. Tony Schiavone is holding the microphone for Britt Baker while she's sitting there. So because she was sitting down and he was standing, it looked like Tony Schiavone was just wagging his dick in her face. Like, she's seated and Tony's holding the microphone for her like this. So he's just like wagging his fucking, like, so she could speak into the microphone, right? And he's just like, it's a fucking... So that was weird. So Britt's just cutting a promo into Tony Schiavone's dick mic. I'm like, I'm sitting there fucking watching this. I'm just like, I can't believe this is what they're choosing to do with the AEW Women's World Champion. Like, just what the fuck is any of this? What the fuck is any of this? So Baker proceeded to trash Riho. So Baker is talking shit on Riho. And they're going to have a match for the Women's Championship, I guess on January 5th, I think. I don't know. It was hard to pay attention to this fucking shit because of just how outlandish this all was. They went to a commercial break, and when they came back, there was this video package of, so they're talking about, the Owen Hart Foundation, Owen Hart tournament. We're going to have a men's and a women's single tournament. So there's this like video package of everyone just talking about Owen Hart. It dragged on a bit, and no one ever fucking said anything about the actual tournaments. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. No one does. It's just, we're going to do this tournament, and there's no details available. So nobody knows what the fuck's going on. Back in the arena, Nyla Rose came out. And I remember I had previously written her off for some reason, but I can't remember why. She did something that was fucking outlaw, and I decided not to watch her shit. But I've forgotten why, so I watched this. They said this was a semifinal match for the TBS title tournament, which this tournament is still going on. The TBS title tournament is still, this thing has been going on for what seems like a year and a half now. The longest tournament ever. Like, what the fuck's going on? Ruby Soho came out next. So Nyla Rose versus Ruby Soho. So this match gets underway. I found myself actually getting into it. I was actually able to get into this. I'm not sure why Vicky Guerrero is a part of this promotion. I don't know what she brings to the table. Everything that was good about this match, I'm gonna give Ruby Soho the credit. At one point, Nyla Rose went underneath the ring, retrieved a steel chair, and then just held it up in front of her face and turned around, and Ruby Soho drop kicked it in her face. So okay, so first of all, what was the plan? Why is she retrieving a steel chair? This ain't a no DQ match. This is the TBS title tournament. So what the fuck's going through Nyla Rose's mind? Oh, I'm going to grab a steel chair that I can't use, and if I use it, I'm going to get disqualified and be eliminated from the tournament. So she goes and grabs a steel chair because she's a fucking dumb bitch, and Ruby Soho makes her eat it. So Nyla Rose is a complete fucking moron. Nyla Rose, she's just not very good. She wrestles like an NXT 2.0 wrestler that just started 2 weeks ago. This fucking woman. Eventually, Ruby Soho won. Nyla Rose is standing on the middle rope. Ruby grabs her wrist and pulls her into like a pump kick. And that was it. Ruby Soho won. Thank fucking Christ. The less we see of Nyla Rose trying to wrestle, the better. This was a decent little match, despite the efforts of Nyla Rose, who was attempting to sabotage this performance. But Ruby Soho dragged just enough out of her. The next thing I paid attention to was Malachi Black making his entrance for a one-on-one match with Griff Garrison, right? So this stems from 2 weeks ago, where Malachi Black, who is in cahoots with the lighting team, appeared on stage and tried to spit a mist in Julia Hart's face. But now that you see the replay, Malachi Black's here, Julia Hart's over here. He spits the mist that only gets to about here, and Julia Hart just starts crying and holding her eyes. Meanwhile, the mist didn't even actually make it to her. And Griff Garrison is sworn to get revenge, and he's going to break Malachi Black's jaw and all this stuff. So now we're having the match. Malachi Black's out first. Griff Garrison comes out, accompanied by Brian Pillman Jr. So the match got started, and immediately Griff Garrison charged Malachi, and Malachi Black just kicks this fucking guy square in the head and almost knocks him out. Griff Garrison's fucking loopy, trying to regain his wits about him. These guys had an okay match. It was an okay match. Griff Garrison has some serious potential, but this fucking company just they have too many people that are just in the position of, he's got potential. And there's only a 2-hour fucking program. Nobody's watching Rampage. Fuck a Rampage. Nobody's watching any of the YouTube shit. Fuck all that. We're interested in Dynamite. We're interested in this 2-hour national television product. And you can only fit so many talent on there, and now they just brought in fucking Kyle O'Reilly. It seems like every other week this promotion is signing somebody new, and it's like the roster is just so bloated that you never get to see a guy like a Jungle Boy or a Griff Garrison just consistently working and honing the craft on TV and getting better and moving through. It's just, this happens to Griff Garrison, and I guarantee you we won't see him for another 2 months. He'll just vanish and go to fucking YouTube or whatever. And so, but Griff Garrison's got a nice look. He's got decent height. He's 23 years old. He's got nice hair. The kid's got a lot going for him. But this fucking company, You gotta worry because this fucking shit's WCW. I've all but written off Malachi Black because of all this spooky character nonsense. Malachi Black is like Dexter Lumis. He's fucking ridiculous. He insists on being involved with this nonsensical, spooky, lights off, lights on bullshit. And I'm not a fucking fan. I ain't a fucking fan. So Malachi Black, you're not the next Undertaker. Undertaker was ridiculous himself. I don't know why this is a thing. Why can't Malachi Black just be a demented fucking? Why can't he just be an expertly trained, dirty Dutch Muay Thai expert that just comes out and fucking destroys people with his kickboxing and is just a fucking prize fighter? He could be a little gothic, that's fine. But what's all this nonsense with spitting fucking liquid in people's face and lights going on and off on cue, which is just fucking ridiculous. Just fucking ridiculous. It takes me out of the guy. I can no longer get invested in Malachi Black. I remember months ago, he's having a match with old Big Shotty Lee, and he goes out and gets a fucking steel chair, and it's like, what's going on? He's like giving the guy a steel chair. Like, it's just been a mess. Malachi Black has just been a fucking mess. So I'm no longer looking forward to investing in the guy. I'm done. I've written him off. Don't care what happens with him going forward. Malachi Black won this match with a deep fucking single leg Boston Crab. He fucking had that thing locked in tight. Griff Garrison, I think he verbally submitted. You didn't see him tap out. I think he just said, "No, I'm done, ref." Post-match, Malachi Black kept the submission hold on. The bell had already rang. Malachi Black kept the single leg Boston Crab on. So fucking Pillman Jr. hops in and pushes Malachi Black off of Griff Garrison. And wouldn't you know it, Pillman pushes Malachi Black off of Griff Garrison, and then Pillman turns his back to Malachi Black because Pillman is a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. So he turns his back to Malachi Black, and he's checking on Griff Garrison. And when Pillman stands up and turns around, pow! Right in the kisser. Malachi Black executes a beautiful spinning roundhouse kick that knocks Pillman out cold. Colder than a fucking ice chest in Alaska. So Pillman's dead. Griff Garrison's there fucking clutching at his knee. Like I said, it's too bad. They've destroyed Malachi Black's image for me. And so this just transpired, and it was what it was. After that, we are backstage for a direct-to-camera interview with goddamn Matt Hardy. And he's with Private Party, who I believe are fresh out of the Federal Witness Protection Program. So this is HPV back to suck the blood. HPV, that's Hardy's Poison Vortex. And then Private Party are like, "Mom, can we get some Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams?" And it's like, "Oh, we got Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams at home." So Private Party are a great value version of a duo on NXT who has probably been around a fraction of the time that Private Party has existed. At one point, Matt Hardy said to Jungle Boy, on Rampage, Isaiah Cassidy, no relation to Orange Cassidy, Isaiah Cassidy is going to pound that ass and injure you. I beg your pardon? The fuck? Is Matt Hardy threatening a guy with sodomy live on air? The fuck's going on? After that, we cut to a little response, direct to camera interview. The Lucha fuck with the dinosaur mask, Christian Cage and Jungle Boy. So they have a response interview. Jungle Boy said, Isaiah Cassidy, you think you're going to pound my ass on Christmas night? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You think you're going to pound my ass on Christmas night? I don't think so. I'm just like, why is everybody talking about pounding asses? Jungle Boy says he's going to bring a lump of coal and shove it up Isaiah Cassidy's ass. I'm like, so apparently they're having an ass versus ass match. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. It's the first person to shove something up the other's ass wins. I don't know what's going on. They're having an ass versus ass match. Cassidy's threatening to pound Jungle Boy's ass. Jungle Boy is threatening to shove coal up Isaiah Cassidy's ass. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know what the fuck's going on. They mentioned on commentary that JR is going to be back next week. So wonderful. Hopefully these treatments have gone well. And JR could be back and be in good health and continue his duties as the lead announcer on this fucking program. Taz was bitching and complaining, oh, I guess you guys are getting rid of me. We might as well have a graphic saying goodbye, Taz. Which, whatever. So back in the arena, MJF comes out. It's the main event time. MJF comes out. Somebody held up a sign that said MJF stole Christmas. So MJF's the new Grinch. MJF is standing on the stage. FTR joined MJF. So team MJF-TR. We're getting ready for the main event 6-man tag or trios match, as they call it. It's the trios match. Sting came out next to an enormous reaction. Sting had CM Punk inspired face paint. On his forehead was the cross, the taped cross fist with the straight edge X's. So that was on his forehead, and then underneath his eyes were the red lightning bolts. So very CM Punk designed face paint. It looked really good. I don't like face paint in wrestling, but this was on point. And Sting was also wearing officially licensed CM Punk AEW t-shirt. Me and a couple buddies had a betting pool going whether or not Sting was going to take that shirt off at some point in this match. We would all be sadly disappointed. Darby was out second and Punk was out last. CM Punk had face paint too. His didn't look as good, and he had Sting's tights from fucking 1992 with a scorpion on it. So CM Punk was dressed as Sting. Sting was dressed as CM Punk. So everybody's tributing each other in this team. So CM Punk was going to start for his side, and MJF was going to start. He was going to start for his side. Nobody fucking believed MJF was going to start the match. Not a goddamn single motherfucker believed it. MJF circled the ring and tagged out the Dax like we all knew was going to do. MJF tags out the Dax, and Tony Schiavone on commentary called MJF a spineless piece of shit. Which, it's like, come on, man. This is the announcer on commentary calling a guy a piece of shit live on air. Can we have just a single ounce of professionalism on this goddamn program? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So every time CM Punk and MJF would get in the ring together, MJF would literally just take off running, get out the ring, run. He was just running like a little bitch. At one point, CM Punk tagged in, and MJF was also in. CM Punk tags in, and as he's approaching MJF takes off running outside the ring, hops the fucking guardrail, ran up through the stands out to the fucking back concourse. He's in the fucking mezzanine section, and then comes in back into the fucking arena from a different entry point. The whole time CM Punk's giving chase, so they're just running around the fucking arena. They are both the legal men just taking off out into the fucking back corridors, running around, and the referee never even so much as did a 1 count to count these people out. Nothing was going on. No attempt was made to even make this look like a fucking contest. FTR are such professionals. If you pay attention, you'll notice they're always holding on to the tag rope when they make tags, hand to hand. None of that fucking backslap tag bullshit that everybody does nowadays. FTR are fucking top notch, first class, iconic, one of a kind individuals. So I'm sitting here and I'm watching this, and this was actually a very fun, exciting main event match. I was way into this. I was invested. I was watching, paying attention, watching on intently. They lost the logic a few times. I mean, MJF would taunt CM Punk, and when CM Punk comes in, the referee holds him back. Like, no, you can't get in. You're not legal. But then at other times, Sting, there was another point where Sting's fucking giving FTR splashes in the corner, and then CM Punk and Darby Allin just hop in. No tag, they just hop in, and the ref just allows it. They hop in and do corner splashes. So at one point in the match, oh no, you can't get in the ring, you're not legal. Another point, they just hop in and do whatever the fuck they want, and the ref never said a word about it. So it's the small things, right? It's the little things. I'm watching this. I'm fucking watching this. My eyes are open, and I'm honest. So I'm going to tell you about this shit. So, like I said, despite some of the little nitpicks, this was a decent little fucking piece of business they had going on here. I just mentioned how FTR were professionals. And then later on in this fucking thing, Cash tagged Dax's knee while Dax was standing on the middle rope. So that's all that shit's out the window. This environment just breeds outlaw. It just breeds outlaw. That ain't a fucking legal tag. You can't tag a guy's knee while he's standing on the middle rope. That ain't a fucking thing. So at one point, Dax was just bleeding from the face, and I don't know why. There's a moment in this where the people in the building reacted huge to something happening that was unrelated to what you were seeing in the ring. And then a little while later, they showed an overturned table at ringside, and you never fucking found out what happened. They didn't, there was no shot of it, I guess. So these guys are just fucking randomly doing shit on the outside that nobody's paying attention to. It didn't make air, so you're fucking idiots. Sting, this is why I said, is Sting the fucking best? Earlier in this show, I said, my main takeaway is Sting the fucking, god damn it, 62-year-old Sting was out there fucking putting on a fucking clinic. Like, this was 1989. Sting put on for his city like young Jeezy. There was a moment where Sting fucking launched MJF over the top rope onto FTR, and MJF just went headfirst into the fucking concrete floor. Just headfirst. It looked like he fucking nearly cracked his skull open. And then Sting followed that up with a fucking dive to the outside on all three men off the top rope. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. He was going in. Sting was going in. He was going hard. Sting in this match came out to fucking beat jumping like a jumping jack. And you know Sting, he get in that ring and have a heart attack. This was baffling. Sting is 62 years old. And he was out there fucking putting on. This was amazing. Sting was the best thing on this show, and he got the loudest reactions to prove it. Eventually, Sting, CM Punk, and Darby Allin won this thing. CM Punk did a GTS on Dax Harwood, who, boom, GTS stumbles back into a Scorpion Death Drop, and that was followed up by a coffin drop from Darby Allin, and then CM Punk, boom, pins Dax Harwood 1, 2, 3. A very enjoyable, give the people what they want main event match. I was thoroughly, I was thoroughly satisfied with this episode. A huge step up in my book from last week's 1 hour fucking debacle. It was just a situation. So I don't know. AEW is pretty hit or miss. Like, this was a very good, very enjoyable episode, with the exception of a few things. HPV needs to remain off TV, if you ask me. No one cares. The Adam Page as world champion thing, that needs some work, because I don't think Adam Page is hitting like he needs to be right now. He's not. He should be over as fuck, but he's just not. He's just not. The people seem less into him, and that reflects what's going on in my head, because I'm less into him. He just doesn't seem to be that fucking, focused cowboy shit, ass kicking person that everybody gravitated towards. Now he's just, what's his character right now? He's just a guy holding a belt. So that needs to be addressed. But that was AEW Dynamite from December 22nd, 2021. Holiday Bash. Whew. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Click that bell to enable notifications. It's the only way to be notified when a new video is uploaded. But that is all I got for you on this episode. Right now, I'd like to bid you all adieu. And until next time, I'm D'Lo Jordan. And this right here, this is VENUM.